All right, guys, how do I look? How do I sound? I know I'm on early. You guys are like, what the fuck just happened? Why is he in here so early? I'm in here early because I just, I'm like, fuck it. Why sit there and fuck around? What's a hipster? Real Chastire cat, if I said that right. A hipster is it's like a dude that stopped being a dude and started forming into a chick, but then stopped being a chick, and then started putting on tight ass pants that hugged his nuts until he had a high pitched voice. He walks around with a man bun or a top notch because they like to sound cool, like samurai. That's what a hipster is, and it's usually like a white guy, but there are some black hipsters out there, and when you see a black hipster, you're really confused. You're like, "What the fuck is that?" So, it's one of those things. If you look it up, if you Google it, you'll see it. You'll be like, "Yo, this shit's crazy." Black hipsters and hipsters in general, just crazy. David, yeah, soy boy. Yeah, you could, yeah, sort of. I would say that. Hipster equals man bun. Yeah, and listen, there's some people, I got a man bun. I'm not a hipster. You might be a hipster then when you're fighting against not being a hipster. But whatever. That is not today's topic, guys. We're not going to get into hipsters and flat earthers here. We did that shit over there. That was fun. But we're not going to. All right. So, listen, guys. You have to, for those of you that were watching Ghost Prepper's live stream tonight, you got to let me know how bad that was. Prepper Tribe just told me it was pretty bad. All right. So anyway, seriously, Jason Flat. Yeah, Zigzag. I got a whole thing with. No, I'm not gonna do that again. But the last live stream, I got into it. If you guys weren't on there, it was weird. But Patrick Mowry, I did not see a question. Sorry. Can you please repeat it? Or hold on. I didn't see. Could you repeat? No, I saw it. Forget it. Patrick Mauer, yes. I've not heard of Pennsylvania giving out potassium iodide near active nuclear plants. Now, if they are just now giving that out, all right, I see a question again. If they're just now giving that out, there has been, and this I should have mentioned this on the Angry Prepper channel, there is a heightened security alert for 9/11 this year. But here's the rub, guys. There's always a heightened threat level every year for 9/11. Every year. They said that it's elevated this year. Sorry, not heightened, elevated. So I think it's a little higher, but it's every year. It's the 20th anniversary. They're gonna have the same problem on the 30th, the 40th, and then the 50th anniversary. You're gonna have this problem matter of fact, every 5 years. It's gonna be elevated. So I mean, listen, there was chatter about something bad happening on 9/11, and I heard this chatter, and to take it with a grain of salt. I heard it in the prepper community, and I'm like, all right, whatever. You know, is it something to be concerned about? No. Should we absolutely put that in the back burner in the back of our head? Yes. But the chatter that I'm hearing is interesting, and now that you said that the PA is giving out potassium iodide near active nuclear plants, that's interesting. That's very interesting. I would love to look more into that. Patrick, if you have any more info on that, could you please email me at angrytruth77@gmail.com. And if not, I'll just dive into it later tonight when I get home. But that's pretty interesting. And again, the shit that I heard about 9/11 this year is like, there's going to be like a massive attack. But listen, again, I've heard this chatter a few times over the last 20 years. And nothing has happened. I'm not trying to discount it that it won't happen this year, but I'm not going to also be fucking walking around scared and looking over my shoulder. Yes, Okie Rebel, exactly, right? As always, but the way they made it sound this year, and again, in the prepper community, I didn't hear the shit that I'm hearing this year over the last 10 years. But America is going to be on standby. So listen, if something happens, it happens. I mean, listen, guys, whether something happens or not, there's not much that can be done. There's no deterrent of another terrorist attack. You can't sit there and say, we're going to stop this You could stop some of it, but you can't stop all of it. And unfortunately, one or two of those attacks are going to slip through the crack, and it's going to happen. And then what? We're going to deal with it. That's all that's going to happen. We can't live in fear. We can't be cowards our whole fucking lives. They're too bad enough. We got enough cowards running around with shit over their face. We don't need to be a coward looking over our shoulder and wondering if someone's going to blow something up. If they do, guys, we will act accordingly. That's it. And I'm talking about us. Us in the real world that are out there doing this shit every day. Whether you're going to fucking work, working for the big wig, or you're a cop, you're a fireman, an EMT, correction officer, whether you sell hot dogs on the corner, we are going to deal with it if something happens, right? And that's just all it is. Yes, Prepper 101, exactly, right? If somebody's willing to die for this shit, then it is what it is. Yeah, right? So, I mean, sorry about that. I'm reading Prepper 101 said, not Prepper 101, I'm sorry. Stay Survive said, let's go with the flat earth for a second. What does the government or NASA gain by lying in a hoax? You're right. I mean, he's right about that. What do they gain by lying, telling us that it's flat and it's not? Like, seriously, you know, there's no reason to lie about it, and keep up the mirage, if you will. But anyway, so guys, again, living in fear out of the question. It shouldn't even be a thing. Don't entertain it. Don't think about it. If you're nervous about 9/11 this year, stay home. Don't go outside. I mean, that's as simple as that. If you're worried about it that badly, don't come to the city. There are a lot of people that are going to turn out this year for this event because it's 20 years. And it's funny, you know, the 20th anniversary of 9/11, and there was a story on a guy I worked with in EMS. He died in 9/11. You know, we weren't friends, we weren't buddies, just a guy I worked with, and there was a story on him. And it was an interesting story, and I'm like, wow, you know, it's insane that, like, all these years later, certain things come out about certain guys, and you're like, oh, there was something cool to learn about them, you know? Or, you know, realizing that, like, a couple of kids, not a couple, there are a lot of fucking kids in the FDNY that are on the fucking fire department now. Their father died in the trade center, and now they're on the job, you know, like, I guess walking in their father's shoes or trying to. Hey, Ghost Prepper, what's going on? Thank you for joining us tonight. So, anyway, guys, back to the the regularly scheduled program. I will talk about 9/11 a little more. Dave Lee, yes, we know the Simpson predicted 9/11. I'll talk about 9/11 a little later tonight. But by the way, guys, the 343 ride, that is next week. That is where firefighters are riding 343 miles from Montauk, New York, which is Long Island, all the way to Washington, D.C. I think they're stopping at Arlington Cemetery. That's the final stop, and that's 343 miles. They're riding 1 mile for every guy that died in the Trade Center, fireman that died in the Trade Center, sorry. And if you guys don't mind, please donate to the 343 ride. It would be greatly appreciated. So again, don't donate to me, though I've pretty much said that 1,000 times. I do appreciate it, but do me a favor. This time around, don't donate to me for the next 2 weeks. Now we have a week left. It's next week, but try not to. Try to give to these guys. These guys are riding their fucking asses off, and they're raising a lot of money, and they're raising good money for veterans. So it's not a Wounded Warriors thing. It's for veterans who are hurt, who are injured, and they need help. And the donations go to severely injured vets. So you guys know where this money's going. Again, I put the link in the chat. Click the link, guys, and just go through the website. All right. Now, this is run by a captain in my firehouse, or rather, sorry, he retired a few months ago, but he was a captain in my firehouse, and he put this whole thing together. And these guys, they ride. They ride their asses off. And some of these guys weren't on the job when this happened. Some of the guys were on the job when this happened. and a lot of the guys who ride, who were on the job, they know a lot of guys that died that day. So they're doing it for their friend, their buddy that died, and they're riding for them, and they're riding for all the other guys that died, and they're riding for all the people that died, right? So that being said, again, whether you think 9/11 was real or not, I don't care. Just do me a favor, if you don't mind, donate to a very good cause. It's one of the greatest causes that I am honored to be a part of, right? And it's a great time. So I will be doing support for the 343 ride. That means I am not riding a fucking bike. I'm out on that. I'm out on having a seat crammed up my ass, but I will be helping out the guys when they need. And it's not me, there's a bunch of us helping out with the men who are riding, men and women who are riding, sorry. And so I'll probably do 1 or 2 live streams with them, 1 or 2 of those nights, just to show you guys what these guys are doing and what they're capable of doing. And I'm telling you right now, riding 343 miles, guys, for men who don't do it regularly, it's a giant fucking, it's a giant feat for them, if you will. All right, guys, so anyway, other than that, let's get back to the show. With that, guys, we're going to talk about the Fauci lie. Once again, Fauci's been caught lying. I mean, we've probably all seen this shit 1,000 times. Right? Fauci is caught lying, and now what? Now, the crazy thing is, Fauci's lying again about the gain-of-function research done in the Chinese facility that he owned, right, or worked with. And all of this comes out, and then what? What happens? Nothing. Nothing fucking happens. Fauci, and right, Gabriel H. is like, which one? He lies so many times. You're right. He lied about all of it. All of it. But this case with the gain of function, where Rand Paul, who was ripping him a new one, right, about the gain of function research at the Chinese facility in China, and how they weren't doing gain of function research. This is Fauci now. They weren't doing gain of function research. They weren't. It wasn't like that. It doesn't work that way. And now there's reports and reports, coming out saying that he was a part of it and he knew about it, right? Ryan Roberts is back, guys. My God, he doesn't give up. It's awesome. But anyway, so with that, guys, Fauci is, again, caught in a lie, right? So now, newly released documents appear to contradict his claims that the National Institute of Health did not fund gain of function research at the Chinese Wuhan lab. The other thing is, they're still playing they're still beating the drum of it came from a bat. Okay, so the grant proposal included in the document was for a project titled Understanding the Risk of Bat Coronavirus Emergence, which involved screening thousands of bat samples as well as people who worked with live animals and novel coronavirus. Now, again, bringing the bat bullshit back into it. Oh, well, they worked the bats and they were doing the research on the bats, and then they took the coronavirus out of the bats and enhanced it, or enhanced it, if you will, or modified it, or force mutated it to do what it's doing now. Again, 99% survival rate, so it really didn't work out in their favor. Right? The proposal acknowledged the risk of a search, saying field work involved the highest risk of exposure to SARS or other COVs while working in caves with high bat density overhead and potential for fecal dust to be inhaled. Now, that's saying that those people that'll be working in caves with bats or high density of bats could breathe in bat shit dust, right? Or bat dust shit, whatever. And that if they inhale it, it can cause a COVID. They can be infected with SARS-CoV. Now, here's the bullshit. There are people who've been working with bats for decades and never had this problem. So now all of a sudden, you mean to tell me there's one cave in China that they worked in and they were worried about bat shit dust getting into their lungs and causing this? And they're trying to write the narrative that the dust caused one of their workers to get this, and that's how it got out. They're going to probably walk it back and sit there and lie to us yet again. But yet, I argued with people about Fauci lying about this, and they said he did not lie. That's right-wing propaganda. Right-wing propaganda. Okay. So now, 2 reports come out about him lying about the gain-of-function research. Now where were we lying? Guys, the problem with this whole thing is that it was all a lie. All of it. From beginning to now. And we're sitting here believing everything that goes on. Every new variant that's found, that variant is more contagious than the next. This one's going to definitely kill you, if not kill you again. Are you fucking kidding me? So, they are trying to scare us some more. And now they're going to walk back their original story and come up with a new cockamamie story. Okay, we were doing gain of function research just to see how many people we could save. Then they're going to try to make themselves look like heroes. That's what politicians and assholes, scientists and doctors like Fauci do. They fucking take the blame and then they try to make themselves look like heroes. It is what it is, right? So, a molecular biologist by the name of Richard Ebright, who works at Rutgers University, said documents obtained via the Freedom Information Act made it clear that Fauci had been untruthful. So just instead of saying, listen, just outright saying he lied, they're using words like untruthful, bend the narrative. No, he lied. That's it. That's as simple as it gets, guys. He lied. He was a lying piece of shit. He was a lying bag of shit. He fucking lied to the American people. He lied to us 8,000 ways to Sunday. He lied. But saying that he was untruthful about gain of function research makes it sound a little better. Now, the gain of function evidence, guys, is pretty damning to the point where Fauci should be heavily investigated or in jail. This is me saying this. Fauci has denied any wrongdoing and said repeatedly that he was not involved in any gain of function research, or that his facility wasn't involved in any gain of function research, and now here it comes out. Now the crazy shit is, guys, here's the crazy shit about all of this. How do you lie about something like this knowing there's a fucking paper trail as long as fucking the Nile behind you? How do you fucking lie about that knowing all of this shit's on record? It's not like they fucking Watergated their way and tried to destroy files and shit. They didn't. This shit is still coming out, and more of it's going to come out. So now, instead of Fauci, as of right now, today, being dethroned, why isn't he being arrested? Why isn't he being questioned more? Why isn't there more of a push to getting him out of the spotlight? Why aren't we following somebody new? Somebody with a head. Now, it doesn't matter who we follow after Fauci. Whoever they pick after Fauci is going to be the same drone talking the same shit. But nonetheless, Fauci needs to go. But nothing's going to happen to him. In this administration, guys, you could fuck up big, like Biden did with Afghanistan, or what Fauci did with this pandemic, and you'll still be a hero. Gabriel H., that's a good question. Gabriel said, will China use Fauci's creating COVID as a pretense for war with us? That would be a hard one to go to war with us, being that it was in their country and that the Chinese got their hands in all of it. You know, they got the social credit system out there. They know everything that's going on. So if they can't play stupid at this point. They really can't. They would be fucking themselves in the ass if they played stupid. Right? So, anyway, guys, why is Fauci still in office? Why is he still running amok? Why is he still doing what he's doing? Well, because no one gives a fuck. He could do whatever the fuck he want to do, and they can do whatever they want to do. They could change the narrative and the storyline to their liking, and no one's going to say boo to them. Nothing. You know? So, here we are talking about this shit, and nothing's going to happen. Now, quick side note. How many people, and I have to bring this up because I'm a little excited about it, how many people saw the trailer to The Matrix? It was a teaser trailer. They're dropping the trailer probably at midnight tonight or 8 o'clock in the morning, whatever, but I'm a little excited about it. And the reason why I brought it up is like because we need to talk about something else other than the constant bullshit that we've been talking about. But for those of you that's seen the new Matrix trailer, let me know if you have. And if you are a Matrix fan. So, guys, next subject we're going to talk about Americans that were left behind. Now, Bronx Cheers. Yes, Matrix 4. You got to look at it. It's pretty cool looking. And it's just snippets of it, too. Yes, Sarah Pack. There's another Matrix movie coming out. Matrix 4. I hope they don't go all woke on it. Yeah, Gabriel H. I hope they don't go woke on the bullshit. We shall see. But back to the Americans Left Behind. That Jen Pesky, whatever her name is, said that they didn't leave anybody behind. That they got everybody out. Come to find out, there were 500 Americans left behind, and the Taliban is refusing to let a few of them through to the airports that are still available to them to go to get out. So, again, guys, the administration changes the game as they go along. And Wolf Mule said a group of Americans walked out of Afghanistan. Right, if they had to walk across the border, some of them couldn't get on planes, some of them are not even being allowed to leave. Some of them are reportedly being held hostage. But again, according to this administration, they got them all out. It was all good. We got everybody we needed to get out. That's what she said. Saki. Yeah, circle back Saki. She said, yes, we got everybody out, and then 500 left, and then she goes, well, we're having the Taliban round them up. What? You gave the Taliban a list of Americans to round up, and now the Taliban is doing the opposite of what you wanted them to do? Interesting. Very interesting. Anyway, so guys, with that, again, the administration changing the narrative as to what they want. And insane that this is allowed, and no one's asking for the impeachment of this president, and no one's going to ask for the impeachment of this president. We can talk about impeaching him all he wants. There's a higher game being played than we are aware of, or that we know of. Now, I know a lot of us, including myself, like to think we know what's going on, but I don't think it's such. I think there's a bigger game being played, and we are not privy to it, or not paying close enough attention. Now, some of us are paying attention to the little things and connecting the dots, but that doesn't always mean it's true, like I said before. And if there is a bigger game being played, and the reason why they're not pushing for this man to step down, because he is clearly medically ill. Biden, without a doubt, has a medical problem going on. We are watching it on camera. We're watching every time he speaks. What the fuck's going on? Yet, no one's asking for him to step down, because there's a bigger game being played. Tony Smith, what do you mean your ignorance? Clarify that. Thank you. Vicky Clark, it's all a distraction. Every last one of it. Yes, backward prepping. It's a little weird that you thought Saki was sexy. She looks like she looked like the daughter of Chucky, right? Always looked scared and had that weird look on her face. But yeah, man, listen. They change the game as they want, and the game being played is a bigger game. And I don't know what to. Oh, Tony Smith. I didn't talk about Islamic culture or the Taliban. I just said that there were people left behind. That's all I said. But if you're looking to pick an argument, by all means, dive right in. I will absolutely destroy you on this one. Because the one thing I know about the Islamic culture is that I used to follow Islam. And I used to be a part of a culture here in the United States. And then I woke the fuck up and said, you know what? No, we're not going to play this game. Because I didn't like the bullshit that the Islamic culture stood for, right? And anyway, being who I am, I can't subscribe to following anybody's bullshit. But and Tony Smith Hermit, who cares if I'm ragging on the Taliban? Who gives a fuck? Listen, there is one side of me that believes that maybe we're being lied to about the Taliban. Yes, there is that. But I've also watched enough video of the Taliban killing people for no apparent reason. Right? So now, if you could tell me that those videos are fake, and you could prove to me those videos are fake, then I'll listen. But if you can't prove to me those videos are fake, enough already. The Taliban is not these good group of dudes. Now, yes, could we be lied to about some of the shit they're doing? Yes. But actually watching a lot of videos and talking to some military guys who dealt with them, and the fact that they sided with China, guys, out the window. So even if they didn't torture their people, even if they weren't killing women and raping women, even if they weren't doing that, okay, they still sided with China and welcoming China as their ally. That makes them automatically our enemy, guys. There's no wiggle room with that. Zero. Don't confuse the two. I'm not confusing the two. I know that the Taliban and Islam are two different things. But we are talking about the Taliban now. And again, Islam is something different that I don't subscribe to either. Again, I've been down that road. I'm not going to make this whole show about my fucking experience with it and when I was in it. But I understand it. And I know what we're looking at and what we're seeing. Right? And the Taliban is not a good group of dudes, no matter how you slice it. And again, once they sided with the Chinese, they automatically become our enemy. If you don't think the Chinese are our enemy, then Tony, get on a plane and go to fucking China. Go to Go to China. Jesus, I mean, like, seriously, they are automatically our enemy once they did that. If they would have sided with us, we'd have been like, all right, let's see how this is playing out. But that is not the case. The case is they're siding with the Chinese. Bottom line, they make us they're our enemy. With the Chinese. They did not side with them. Yes, they did. And I could pull up a ton of articles if you want, not now, and send it to you, that they did. And that they're welcoming the Chinese. And the Chinese are welcoming them. So again, Kurt. We are not the bullies. Right. Kurt is right, though. The Taliban thing is a distraction. You know what's a big distraction in the United States, guys? This whole abortion shit that Texas went through. Not for nothing, guys. I can care fucking less what Texas does with their abortion laws. I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. I know that you can simplify it by just letting women have an abortion or not having the abortion. Period. I don't agree with women using the abortion as a birth control option. I don't agree with that. But nonetheless, it is what it is. It's their state. They do what the fuck they want. Tony Hermit, that's exactly why the Taliban welcomed the Chinese. It's about the money. It's not about the Chinese and their respect. But back to the whole abortion thing. It's a distraction, guys. We're all being distracted by the bullshit. So the root of happiness. Roger that. And so now the United States, if you will, is being severed once again into another half about abortion. And with that being said, guys, again, it's just another division that we're in, you know. So with that being said, we are being divided on purpose, and it's a problem. It's a huge problem, right? So what are we gonna do? Are we going to keep letting them divide us with bullshit that, again, at the end of the day, there's a bigger picture. They're going to throw another divisive event at us, or a divisive subject. And this is very divisive. The whole abortion thing is very divisive. There is a happy medium. And I'd like to think I hang out in that happy medium. But everybody else doesn't hang out in that happy medium. Everybody else is either on they're for abortion or against it. That's it. And so with this new abortion shit that happened in Texas, nonetheless, a state that has nothing to do with us. Nothing. That's their problem. Let them deal with that problem. But don't make it about America. New York, the mayor of New York sat there, and the mayor of New York sat there and divided us even further with a press conference on what happened in Texas about them sort of passing an anti-abortion law. Sort of, right? You get 6 weeks or some shit like that. And I get it, 6 weeks is not enough time. So there should be a little more wiggle room. But again, not going to get into it wholeheartedly. But nonetheless, the New York City mayor comes up to this press conference and starts talking about something in fucking Texas. I'm like, who gives a shit? Seriously, who gives a shit? We got way fucking bigger fish to fry. We got bigger situations happening. We got bigger things on the horizon. And we're worried about some shit that Texas did that Texans are going to have to fight. I could see if the United States dropped the hammer and was like, fuck that, no abortion nationwide, then yes, ladies, burn your bras and get in a tizzy about this shit. I understand that. But this is not the time to be fighting about some shit one state did. And then bringing it up all the way over here in New York and going, holy shit, look what Texas did. Because the mayor is doing something called deflecting. He's deflecting his bullshit. He was caught in a bullshit with the city. Right? The city's falling apart. The city's burning down. The city has all these problems. And instead of concentrating on the crime, he's worried about Texas and their abortion laws. Again, guys, fucking strange, right? Fucking strange for him to bring that up. That has nothing to do with him. But instead of talking about the crime, he's like, whoa, look at what Texas did. Look over there. They're fucking it up. And they're abortion. That's their fucking problem, their issue. But anyway, distraction. We're being distracted by everything, guys. Everything. Whatever they can think of, they're going to distract us with it. That's just how it is. But while we're talking about distractions, there's a new distraction on the horizon. These pronouns, right? What is your pronoun? All right. This pronoun shit's getting out of hand, guys. Oh, where do I start? The pronoun thing is fucking insane. We have people who want to be called them, they, and we. We have to change our vernacular for morons. And yes, if you know a person who wants to be called by the pronouns they, us, we, and them, they are fucking morons. They're idiots. It's fucking ridiculous. I've never in my life thought I would have to change my vocabulary for a fucking complete idiot. Somebody that's like, I'm not a he, I'm a them. What? Okay, so I really don't know where to go with this because guys, see you later, Deacon. I am confused by this. Not even confused. I'm annoyed because the problem with these pronouns and people want to be called them, us, we, and they, and then they on your social media account they want you to put what's your pronoun. My pronoun is he, him. Of course I'm a he, him. I got a fucking dick and I don't have titties and my name is Jason. Obviously I'm a fucking guy. So why would I have to fucking sit there and designate my pronouns? If celebrities don't put their pronouns on it, they get their balls broken by the pronoun community. And that's the best way I could describe them. The pronoun community is the best way I can describe them because they sound like fucking morons when I gotta switch the way I talk. Daniel, thank you for the donation. Right, and then you got a bunch of people that their pronouns are z, zir, or here, and hears. I'm trying to pronounce it because it's really fucking my brain up. They want to be called that. So don't call me them, we, and us. If you want to call me he, call me z. If you want to call me her, call me here. It's HIRS or ZE. Guys, insane. Now, here's the worst part about the whole pronoun shit. People want to be... No. Let me walk it back a little bit. There's a girl on Instagram, and this idiot on Instagram goes over what kind of lesbian she is for the day. So apparently you could be a different kind of lesbian. Because I thought a lesbian loved eating vagina. But that is not the case anymore. There are lesbians out there that don't like women. And so this idiot on Instagram goes over the different levels of lesbianism. I didn't even know there was a fucking pyramid scheme to being a lesbian. But nonetheless, this idiot talks about it. Sav, yes you can. Right? So, why do we subscribe to this kind of idiocy? Why do we sit there and go, you know what? What's your oh, you want to be called they and them? Okay, they. they should go over there and fuck themselves in the ass with a spiked dildo because it's stupid. It's stupid that going through schooling, all of us going through school, we had to sit here and learn how to say they, them, their, and we had to spell it correctly. And then it goes out of the window when a bunch of psychopaths come along and go, we don't want to be called he and she, we want to be called us and we. I just spent fucking 8 years learning how to write there and they, there and there in the correct context, and now I have to switch it all around to appease you. So, God willing that I run into one of these fucking people, I'm gonna fucking break them off a new one. I'm gonna break my foot off in their ass and fucking break it down. Because enough already, we're placating to people's stupidity. We are sitting here in the United States talking about how do I make these people feel happy? Oh, I'll call them they and we. That'll do it. That'll calm them down. And then what happens, guys, when you play into this stupid game of the they, we, and us? You know what happens? You have an idiot, and I saw this with my own two eyes and listened with my own two ears and heard a fucking moron on Instagram say my pronoun is bug. And that bug wants to hang out with their friend moth. And moth and bug are going to hang out together, and we're going to have some fun, and then we're going to drink soda. Like the bitch was making up a childish story just to get it out there. Now, she wasn't playing. She was dead ass serious, guys. I saw the look in her eyes. It was dead ass serious eyes. And she wasn't fucking around. She was dead serious with this shit. Carbon Q, thank you for the donation. Guys, again. Oh, God. Yes, the jerk, thank you for the donation. You could definitely play along with these people. But why? Because as soon as you start playing along, they change the game too. They're like politicians. They're assholes. They change the game as we go along. So you sit there and go, all right, now you're an insect today? And she goes, yes, I want to be called a bug. Okay. All right, Sarah. Sarah, today, we'll call you a bug. Well, you know? And then tomorrow she'll be, I want to be a tree. As a matter of fact, I want to be the strongest tree out. I want to be an oak tree. Okay, Sarah. We'll call you an oak tree. You know, and then we keep playing this game with them. At what point do we cut this off and say, you know what? Enough already, idiot. Go fuck yourself into a fucking safe space corner and fucking stay there until I call you out of that corner or I fucking talk to you. Enough already. But we don't do that. We sit there and we play along with them. Right? There's an actress, and I'm going to call her. This chick is in John Wick. She was the adjudicator in John Wick, right? She's the chick with the shortcut hair. She's one of those idiots that, and she's also in Billions. She's one of those idiots that she refers to herself as they and we. And I'm like, what the fuck what did I just walk into? Right? She's like, well, they like, and I'm reading her bio on IMDb. And in IMDb, it goes, well, they were acting since they were, 15. You know, I'm making that number up. And they are in following movies. And then they list the movies. And I'm like, it's one motherfucker there. But here we are. Now, the psychosis, guys, we are letting it get away from us. And this all started with and I hate to say this all started with the trans community, right? The trans community is like, well, I'm a her. I don't feel like a him, I'm a her. I'm going to lop my dick off and call myself Sarah. Okay, Sarah, so be it. So we entertained that. And we started entertaining that, and people were like, all right, Billy's now Sarah, let it be. Just fucking leave them in his corner and let him alone. All right. With that being said, now everybody else comes out with their pronouns. Well, I don't want to be her. I want to be him. I don't want to be him. I want to be they. I don't want to be they anymore. I want to be bug. Matter of fact, I'm a fucking tree, and tomorrow I'll be a fucking car, and I'll be called Mustang. Because this is what happens when we let people run with it, guys. When we let people, with their psychosis, fly like an eagle, we get this weirdo shit. And it's weirdo shit, guys. There's no fucking ifs, ands, or buts around it. Red Maple Grove, man, thank you for the donation. And listen, it's... I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it. I'm researching this pronoun shit, and I'm trying, guys, listen, Listen, I try to understand. I'm sitting there trying to give it a go. I'm like, okay, all right, let's read some more of this shit. Let's try to make sense. And I'm like, I can't do it. I can't lower my brain capacity enough to understand stupid. I just can't. And listen, guys, yes, I'm a man. I do some dumbass shit every now and again. I do some stupid shit every now and again. But to sit there and change the vernacular of the human race to fit your comfortability, to make you feel comfortable, is stupid. So if I call you he, and you go, well, my pronoun is, I'm like, bitch, you better take your pronoun out of my classroom. We ain't having this shit here. You either fucking subscribe to he and her, or you leave. You choose. But we're not going to sit here and have you fucking change the English language because you want to feel comfortable about who the fuck you are for today. The problem with these people are they're comfortable with who they are on a day-to-day basis and not overall. Right? And we subscribe to this bullshit because today Sarah wants to be a her. Tomorrow Sarah wants to be a they. Then the next day Sarah wants to be a Z. Whatever the fuck Z is. And so when you look up these pronouns, guys, and I invite you to look up these pronouns, you got the Z and her, right? Like it's called your. Your favorite kind of soda is funfetti. I didn't even know it was a fucking soda. But here, right, it's HIR, favorite kind of soda, instead of saying his favorite kind of soda. So this is the idiocy that we're lending to. Changing and creating words to fit people's, well, what can we call us? Z. Z-E. That sounds about right. That'll make us feel fucking good about ourselves for today. And then tomorrow we'll think of how to aggravate the rest of America. These kids today, guys, I just don't feel like myself. I feel like a different person. I don't know what it is, but I play video games and I feel like I'm a video game character. I should call myself Sergeant Major or Master Sergeant, right? Master Chief, sorry. Right? I'll call myself Master Chief and run around with a helmet and think I'm in Halo. Like, guys, if we don't correct the psychological disorders that the WHO and CDC deemed not a psychological disorder. So when the CDC guys started saying that, what was it called? Transphoria, or where trans people, think they're the opposite sex. Once they said that wasn't a psychological disorder, once they said that the people with the pronouns don't have a psychological disorder, once they said that, they discredited themselves right out of the fucking medical game. Because it is a definite psychological problem if you think you're something you are not. Period. If you're walking around with a fucking 12-inch dick and you're calling yourself Sarah, there's a problem. If you're fucking walking around with titties popping out of your turtleneck and you're calling yourself Sam or Jim or Kevin, there's a problem. There's a psychological problem here. But again, gender dysphoria. Thank you, Gabriel H. Gender dysphoria. They label gender dysphoria not a psychological issue. It is definitely a psychological issue. If you are pretending to be Superman, guess what you are, guys? You're fucking crazy, right? If you're running around the street in a fucking shitty Batman outfit that you made out of fucking paper mache and fucking paper plates over your face, you have a psychological problem. If you're walking around thinking you are not gendered or genderless, you have a psychological problem. Period. Yes, there are people who think they are bugs now. Or there was a girl saying that she thought she was a horse. Look up the girl who thinks she's a horse on YouTube or Google it. This girl is running around on all fours. And jumping and hurdling over shit. Like fucking horsing. I'm like, this bitch is out of her mind. What the fuck is going on here? Guys, again, psychological disorders. Straight through and through. But yet we don't fucking correct it. We keep letting it get worse. Then motherfuckers are walking around with a beard and a skirt on. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Why is he wearing a skirt? I saw two guys in West 4. Right? I get off at West 4th Street. And guys, once in West 4 downtown is like where all the LGBTQ community hangs out. They all congregate there. I get off the train station and I just knew I was going to see some shit. I was like, here we go. Get ready for the bullshit. And what happens? two dudes wearing a negligee, I'm pretty sure it was a negligee, with a beard and eye makeup on, and walking down the fucking train platform as if they were walking down a runway, as if they were runway models. I was just like, what the fuck happened to guys? Like, if guys are gay, that's one thing. You're a gay dude and you're still being a dude, that's cool. But if you're fucking dressing like a chick, trying to be a guy, wearing a negligee in the middle of the day, nonetheless. It wasn't even like he fucking did this shit at night. He did it in the middle of the day. And then he puts his little mask on, and his mask had some like fucking gay bullshit pattern on it. And I was like, what the fuck? Why the fuck is now being a man outlawed? If you are too manly, you are now a bully. You're automatically labeled a bully. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be labeled a bully after this video, but I don't care. I don't care, because we're letting the psychotics run. Again, guys, I get transgenders. I get the fact that they want to be the opposite sex. Though, you know, in my book, it is a psychological disorder, but nonetheless, at least they're picking a sex. At least the transgender community, like, fuck it. Today, my name is Kevin, and, you know, and I'm a girl, but I'm going to be a guy today, and I'm going to be a guy moving forward. I get that. If you're a dude and wants to be a chick, and now your name is Sarah, I get that. Fine. That's understandable. I don't agree with it, but it's understandable. At least you're picking a sex. But now you got people saying they're bugs. Now you got people saying, I'm genderless, call me Z, or refer to me as they. And thank you for bringing that up, Seeker, saying that masculinity, guys, if you have too much masculinity, you're toxic. You're a toxic asshole. Seriously. Now I'm a toxic asshole because I got too much testosterone. Because I'm a man. Because I like beating fuck. No, I don't like beating people up. I like beating hipsters up. Even though I haven't beat up a hipster in a long time. But that's not the point. Point is, you have too much testosterone. You lift too many weights. You're too masculine. You're toxic. But you could wear eye makeup and a negligee and wear a full beard with lady shoes or high heels. Sorry, lady shoes. Right? And that's fine. YouTube licked my, Nas X said he was pregnant or some shit, like, guys. And then Nas X is another asshole. He came out with his stupid song, that stupid cowboy song, and then he goes, I'm gay. And everybody's like, yay, he's gay. I'm like, why are we clapping at these people coming out saying they're gay? Why is it a fanfare? You're gay. Good for you. Congratulations. Now move the fuck on. If you want to make the LGBT community normal, we need to stop having these outbursts of celebrations every time someone comes out the closet. All right? Every time someone admits they're gay, there shouldn't be this giant fanfare. If you want gay people to be equal and gay people want themselves to be equal, they need to stop having coming out parties. They need to stop having these gay celebrations and fucking look at me, you know. They need to stop swinging their fucking hammock, fucking banana hammocks at the gay pride parade. You want to be normal, you want to be part of society, that's how you be part of society. Just play your fucking position, guys. Just play the back role and be like, all right, I'm gay. I like dudes, and that's it. But when you make it a fanfare, then you are doing the opposite of what you want or the result you want. And that to me, guys, I don't get it. Catskill Prepper, exactly. You know, listen, it's not like guys, guess what? I'm straight. I love vagina. No, you're not gonna hear me. You're not gonna hear anybody say that. We realize, oh man, I love vagina, and then we move right along. Right, ladies, you wake up one morning and you're like, I like a dick in my mouth. And then you move forward. You don't announce it to the world. You don't put it on Instagram. You don't sit there and have a fucking circle jerk about it. You just move fucking forward, you know? But here we are. Every time someone comes out with fucking, you know, parading them around and giving them a clap and high fives. Who cares? Who fucking cares? And people who do that, by the way, are attention seekers. Because not all of the gay community does that. I have to say that. There's a gay community out there, and they're probably the older guys, who are done with this shit. They don't subscribe to this dumb shit. They're like, when I came out, it was just to my family, and that was it. They weren't sitting there on Instagram and having a fucking circle jerk and going, hey guys, I'm gay, you know? No one cares. But nonetheless, this new generation, they want the fucking fame and the fortune and all the other bullshit that goes along with falling out of the closet saying you're gay. As far as I'm concerned, if you're gay, I can care fucking less. I don't care. It's not going to fucking make a difference one bit. But according to the rest of the world, it does. And that's why they have to put a gay character in every fucking movie and TV show now to show equality. But that's not the case. But anyway, guys, enough with that rant. But listen, guys, it's interesting. It's interesting to see that we are changing everything for a small few. The gay community is like 4% of the population, of the world population, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe it's the United States population. I think it's 4%. And we are moving mountains for them. And then people are like, well, they deserve equality. Okay, we get them equality. We don't kick their asses. They pay their taxes just the fucking same. And they fucking represent themselves in movies just the same. But to go out of your way to change characters and comic book characters, that is, into gay characters, like they did Robin coming out as bisexual, that's bullshit. That's bullshit when you start trying to... They wanted to make Captain America gay. They wanted to make Spider-Man gay. That's not equality. That's being a fucking asshole when you start changing the game. When you start trying to not fit the narrative, but build a fucking storyline around something that doesn't exist. Right? We get it. There are gay kids out there. We don't have to throw a gay character into every TV show, like we don't have to throw a black character or a Muslim character into every TV show. If you have an all-black cast in a movie, there doesn't need to be that one token white guy. No. He can stay out of it. It could be an all-black cast, guys. There's nothing wrong with an all-black cast. There's nothing wrong with an all-white cast. There's nothing wrong with a nicely mixed cast. But when you go out of your way to do it, it feels forced. So, again, guys, with all of the bullshit that we're seeing and all of these things, these are all distractions. These are things we like to talk about, but we shouldn't focus on. We should be focused on what's coming next, whatever the fuck that is. And whatever the fuck that is going to be big. But instead, we're fucking worried about how we talk. What's your pronoun? Your pronoun is Z? Okay. All right, Z. Thank you for joining us. And let's all give Z a big hand of applause for coming out to us. Fuck him. Seriously, fuck Z and the fucking... And this is hipsters, guys. Hipsters love to subscribe to this shit. And they, hipsters, they want to be cool. They break dance and they eat kale. And they're like, look at me, guys. I'm so fucking cool. And I subscribe to that, man. I like the fact that you call yourself they and them. Because fucking hipsters are the worst, man. Really. What about all women reboots? Gabriel, I saw that video today. I'm not going to subscribe to that either. All women reboots of every movie ever made. No. Don't make Spider-Man gay. What the fuck? Listen, guys, they try to make a lot of superheroes gay, and it just does a lot. And the comic book community, even the gay comic book community, rejects it. So, again, you can't make everything fucking about everyone. Suffice it to say, you have to come up with a new hero for the gay community. You can't make somebody fucking gay. All right? You can't all of a sudden, like they made Iceman gay. Iceman all of a sudden was gay. Jean Grey read his mind. Oh my God, Bobby, you're gay? When the fuck did Iceman all of a sudden become gay? Well, he's gay now. According to the comic books, he's gay. And then they fight it, and then they sort of get rid of the gay line. They get rid of the gay storyline on a lot of these characters. It just sort of dies off. Raptor, Harlem Nights was an awesome movie. That was like one of my favorite, like all-star studded cast movie, right? Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Red Fox. What's his name? Rob Harris, that died. I mean, that was a great fucking movie. What's the name? Jasmine Guy, Arsenio Hall. That was a good movie. That was a great all-black cast movie. And listen, guys, there's some all-black cast movies out there that are great, but we don't need to force it down everybody's throats with other style movies. Like, they want to make Superman black. I'm against it. Now, did a black Kryptonian survive that explosion? I'll go with that. But making Superman black, no. Captain America being black, not a bad storyline because he passed his shield off to somebody else. All right? But anyway, guys, with that being said, all of this is a distraction. And I think they're trying to keep us at bay and try to keep our heads in the sand and focused on other things so that we can miss what's coming or not be prepared with what's coming. But that's why we prepare. We prepare so that... We're prepared so that we don't get caught with this shit. But yes, it's nice to entertain a lot of this shit, but we shouldn't be focused around this. We shouldn't worry about what Texas is doing with their abortion law. We shouldn't be worried about that they're lesbians that don't like women and still call themselves lesbian. I would call that asexual. Not the point. But there are actual women out there who are subscribing to that now. And they have a lesbian who don't like women flag out there now, guys. We let stupidity grow. Stupidity, guys, is the new cancer. Stupidity is the cancer that we have to kill. We have to kill it with knowledge, or we have to kill it with fire. You choose. Nonetheless, guys, I'm going to get out of here. It is 11 o'clock now. It's the hour for me to bounce. These Angry Truth Channel shows are going to be anywhere between 45 minutes to 50 minutes. If I'm in a good mood, I'm definitely going to do an hour. But I'm going to try to keep them at 45 minutes just because. All right, guys. So this is the Angry Prepper, or Jason Charles, whatever you want to call me. Thank you for joining me tonight. Mods, thank you for doing what you do. And see you in the next video. I might be doing a live stream Friday night. I will not be doing a live stream on September 11th. I said I was going to do something on September 11th. I'm not doing that anymore. That's out. I'll explain in the next video why I'm not doing it. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching.